Afternoon. We have a great audience here in Ljubljana and also all over the Europe, from Latvia to Turkey, Macedonia, Germany, Italy. So I'm very pleased to introduce now this roundtable about teaching bioethics in secondary school. And dear participants of the conference, Blue Light and Blue Sky, on the occasion of 30th anniversary of the St. Stanislav institution, I'm delighted to be here to present the results and rich experience of the international project BIOSEM, Bioethics and Sustainable Environmental Management in School, in which we have developed materials for teaching bioethics in secondary schools and set up a web application for teacher training to teach bioethics. It was the Diocesan Classical Gymnasium here in Ljubljana that enabled me to teach bioethics in final year of secondary school for 17 years. The positive response of many generations of students has reinforced my conviction that young people are open to discussing the various ethical dilemmas in the modern world. On several occasions, students expressed their conviction at the end of their school year that ethical topics should be part of regular curriculum in all secondary schools. This is because scientific and technological progress allows us to change our living environment, exploit natural resources, and influence the functioning of ecosystems. Moreover, we can even change the basic building blocks of life, the genetic code of plants, animals, and humans. Interfering with life raises a number of ethical issues. Is everything that is technical possible also good for people and natural environment as a whole? What is the role of ethics in thinking about the good life in modern technological civilization? How can we ensure sustainable development that will enable future generations to enjoy a good quality of human life? What is the relationship between the personal responsibility of individuals and a just political order? How to reconcile development between individual countries and the global world on climate change, international trade, migration, and so on. These are just some of the starting points for the questions that prompted partners from 7 countries to start developing materials for teaching bioethics in secondary schools. The international consortium was led by the University of Ljubljana. 3 schools from Italy, Latvia, and Turkey played a very important role in this school year, teaching bioethics either as an elective course or as part of the regular school curriculum. The academic institution of the Faculty of Theology of the University of Ljubljana and the International Balkan University in Skopje, North Macedonia, and the Osman Gazi District Directorate of National Education in Bursa, Turkey, played a leading role in the planning of the curriculum and the preparation of the materials. Technical support and PR for the projects was provided by Urban Research and Education from Germany and Permacultura from Spain. So here you can see all the partners. The project has been given particular value by the heterogeneous international group aware of the common ethical challenges. Particular attention was paid to reflect on pedagogical approaches to encourage young people to be aware of the importance of bioethical issues and to take personal responsibility for our common future in the most holistic way possible. In today's presentation, we would like to highlight the main achievements and share some important lessons from our project. Let me first outline the course of the project. The basic building blocks of the BIOSEM project are represented by 5 project activities. First, we developed a competency framework, project activity 1, for the 7 bioethical topics that we have delved into in our project. We choose the following topics: global justice, climate change, human development, ecosystem health and water resources, science and technology, animal living, and minimalistic living. When defining the competencies, we had in mind young people between 14 and 19 years of age. We wanted to highlight those competencies that would be age appropriate and promote their growth in intellectual, emotional, and activity areas. In our search for the best pedagogical approaches to address complex ethical issues, we choose to use case studies, project activity 2, which should be related to young people's life experience. Through discussion while solving concrete moral dilemmas, the aim was to clarify which values are at stake in each area and how a hierarchy of ethical values can be established that will allow for the most ethically sound solution. Each partner chose one topic and elaborated 2 scenarios for this topic. In the next step, we designed teaching plans, project activity 3, of 2 lessons around each of the ethical cases, adding teaching content and activities that teachers can do around each case. In 3 schools in Latvia, Italy, and Turkey this year, dedicated teachers have implemented the individual learning modules. We have received very positive feedback from students and teachers on the relevance and quality of our materials. One of the aims of our project is to get as many teachers of different subjects as possible to use our materials in their regular lessons. So it was not only to develop one elective course, but we want to make the topics such relevant that the teacher from different subjects would take these topics in their regular lessons. We are aware that this is very difficult to introduce an additional subject into regular curriculum, but we are convinced that bioethical topics can be introduced in the regular curriculum in almost every subject. To this end, we developed an online training for teachers, project activity 4 of 10 hours or 5 thematic units. In these sessions, teachers gain a basic understanding of bioethics and how to use our materials in their subject lessons. For example, science teacher can use models on climate change, ecosystem health and water resources, science and technology. Social studies teachers can use models on global justice, human development, minimalistic living. Language teachers can use almost all the modules, as the models are designed to strengthen their ability to argue on topical issues. The last project activity is dedicated to the presentation of good practices that have, this is project activity 5, that have emerged from our project. We are currently still collecting these practices and will present them on our website. So my introductory part was only a rough outline of our project. I now ask my excellent colleagues from the partners institutions to elaborate certain aspects of our project. First of all, I would like to invite the original designers of our project, our partners from the Osman Gazi District Directorate of National Education in Bursa, Turkey, to give us an idea of the scenarios that have become one of the learning strands. Oya Guler played a decisive role in the initial phase of the project. And now Pinar Ünal Akpinar is the leader to whom I give the floor.
Thank you. Hello, greetings from Turkey. Let me introduce myself. I'm Pınar. I'm the project coordinator, representative of Bursa Osman Gazi District National Education Directorate, and also OMEM, the abbreviation of my organization name. We are the partners at BIOSEM project, and we are very glad to it. I want to talk about the scenarios first. Scenarios are one of the project results of our BIOSEM project. In bioethics teaching, first we found out that in the literature review part, no scenario-based educational content was there at especially upper secondary schools, which are high schools in Turkey. When we found out this, we started thinking about creating the scenarios with the scenario-based teaching method to increase awareness of the concepts of sustainable environment and bioethics for just upper secondary school students. Then we found out 7 headings, just Professor Roman told us: global justice, climate change, human development, ecosystem health and water resources, science and technology, animal living, and minimalist living. Then, when we created our headings, we started developing a template for the scenarios. Our main focus was, of course, bioethics, bioethic education, and sustainable environment, also climate change education, just for the upper secondary schools. First, we created a template for the scenarios. Then the scenarios were first made in the form of lesson plans, but then at the BIOSEM Latvia transnational meeting, we realized something really important for us, that students didn't want to have the scenarios in the form of lesson plans. They didn't want very long situations, events, scenarios. So when we realized this, we understood that scenarios should be shorter and they should include dilemmas, questions, answers, and discussions, other activities in it. When we realized, everything has changed, of course. Then another template was created, and this template included subject, title, aim, association with the purpose, the situation, event, the dilemma, or other suggested activities and questions. Then, when these scenarios encompass challenging situations that involve ethical matters, the scenarios which were developed by BIOSEM project partners, thank you for that to my partners, they were all about bioethics, of course, and also sustainable things, and also climate change. We took care of everything, and the scenarios were aligned with the curriculum for upper secondary school students. I want to just show you the sample of that scenario, because I'm not going to tell it. It's like a lesson plan here. But the scenario is, you will see just when I scroll it, there is the case. These are the short version of the scenarios, and all activities will be described by, I think, our school partner, which is Şaşal, we call it, Şükrü Şenkaya Anatolian High School, from also again Bursa, Turkey. Thank you, my part is over. Thank you for listening to me and joining us today. Thank you.
Thank you, Pinar, for this presentation of the case study scenarios. That was the core of our project. So we developed the whole material around these cases, scenarios that we elaborated. So as
Thank you to each partner. Thank you to each partner, because it was a collaboration. We were the leaders of that work package, but it was a collaborated product, really. Thank you.
Every partner took one topic. So, as you said already, Ayla Tokumat will present now the next step in our project from the Sukru Sankaya Andolu Gymnasium Lycée School in Bursa.
It's a nice challenge, isn't it? It's a challenge. Okay. Hello.
Dovrei fare una conferenza.
But secondary school from Bursa was very important partner, and I give the floor now to Ayla to present this part.
Thank you very much. Hello, everyone. Good afternoon, all. As both Professor Roman and Pinar explained, that we are a high school from Bursa, and at the very beginning of the project, we were very excited to take part in this, because sustainable environment or environmental issues are, it's not something personal. It should be something global, that we all take actions to stop doing wrong things or try to find the right things. Before I start presenting what we did or how we created the lesson plans, I'd like to say that it's an honor for me to be here presenting our projects to such a precious group of people who are interested in making education better. In our project, we have partnered with various institutions to bring together a wide range of perspectives. There are university partners, school partners, an NGO, a company. There are many of us. So it's not only the teenagers, but not only the school partners, but many of our partners that collaborated in this project. Working closely with our university partners especially, we focused on the needs of our target group, the teenagers, to develop the educational materials for this course. And our task, both in Latvia and Turkey as school partners, was to create lesson plans that offer a comprehensive approach to bioethics in high schools. As we all know, course objectives are crucial in education because they serve as a roadmap to education, outlining what students should learn and helping teachers plan their lessons. Thus, teachers can structure their activities effectively and keep lessons focused. This is exactly what we did as school partners in this project. We prepared lesson plans within the framework of the course objectives that were created by our university partners. Before we started creating lesson plans, we agreed on that each lesson should last 80 minutes approximately, which refers to 2 class hours. And we just wanted to make the learning experience more interactive and engaging for students by moving away from traditional lecture formats. So our lesson plans were created with these criteria in mind. Now I will share a few of our lesson plans while explaining the steps in that. So let me share it. Okay. I hope you can follow me. I'm on climate change. Okay, so this was our second theme, and in each theme there were 2 subtopics to be prepared for 2 class hours course. And in each lesson plan consists of 3 main topics actually. This is something normal for every lesson plans. We have introduction part, practice part, and conclusion part. However, before the introduction, those 3 main parts, we have added a short, brief information for the teachers to get an idea about the topic of the course. That is called the topic, as you can see here. Then we have added learning outcomes to the lesson plans, the duration to class hours, approximately 80 minutes. And after then, the main parts of the lesson plan starts. As I said, there are three main parts, just introduction, main activities, and conclusion. For the introduction, we mainly called it background building. However, as you can see here, the background building or introduction activities, they don't serve as bulk of information for teachers or students, but they include activities to grab students' attention, boost their motivation, and arouse curiosity. Because it's very important to start lessons with something interesting to get students engaged and keep their interests alive during the lessons. So background building was the introduction. And now, as you can see, presentation and practice is the following part, implementation or practice. These are the main body of our lesson plans, actually. And needless to say that the main body of our lesson plans consists of the scenarios that were explained by Pınar a few minutes ago. These scenarios are the core of our lesson plans, actually. I'll share it here. Okay, it's in practice implementation part, as you can see, for the climate change. These scenarios are the core of our lesson plans, and all the other activities, both pre-activities and post-activities, are structured around these scenarios. And to suit different learning styles, because we were three different countries with different educational systems, and because this is an Erasmus project, we will most probably disseminate this to many other European countries. Actually, we wanted to have a variety of activities into our plans, such as group work, discussions, hands-on activities, so that students could analyze, discuss, and express their ideas effectively. Thus, we aim to enhance students' engagement to the full, collaboration, critical thinking, empathy, and practical application of theoretical concepts in our lessons. In the conclusion, it's not named as conclusion, but we added a part as reflection and assessment part. We provided some questions for teachers to recap the topic to encourage critical thinking. This is where students can reflect on their preferences and actions in their own lives. After studying the scenarios in the course, students reflect to their own lives about the topic and see to what extent their preferences and actions have impact on the environment. And thus, we foster a clear understanding of the topic before students leave the classroom. This is exactly what we planned in our lessons. And also in the lesson plans, we added some extension activities part, if just in case 80 minutes is longer than expected. Although after piloting sessions, we have noticed that 80 minutes is not enough. Because students are really getting involved in the topic and they start speaking more than we expect them to. Actually, we were very happy to experience that. At the end of the lesson plans, you see some additional resources and useful links. We also shared those in the lesson plans too. There's another one, but the idea is always the same. I'll just scroll down very quickly. We give a brief information about the topic. The objectives are in the lesson plan. Then you see background building. They always include some activities to get students' attention. And presentation part, all these dots refer to some steps for teachers to follow. And you see some links again to provide teachers with some materials. And in the practice part, we have the scenario, as Pınar said, very short, brief scenarios with dilemmas inside, debate activity for students, and some instructions for teachers how to organized, and again, reflection and assessment questions. You can see there are many questions here, but teachers are not we don't expect them to ask all of these questions, maybe one, or maybe they generate their own questions just by looking at these. And again, some extension activities for students who are more interested than some others. That's all about lesson plans. Thank you for listening.
Thank you, Ayla, for presenting this interesting part of our project. Also in this part, all 7 members were active. Every member prepared then the lessons around the scenario-based case. So very important were also meetings among the students during the implementation. There were students from Italy, Latvia, and Turkey, and they visit all 3 schools, all 3 groups of students. So I would like to invite Linda to tell us something from the experiences of exchanges of students. How was the traveling? How was this experiencing to encounter each other? And yes.
Thank you very much, and hi to everyone. I speak on behalf of the high school Liceo Leonardo di Giare that is located in the southern part of Italy, in Sicily, precisely. So we are really grateful to everyone because we took part in the BIOSEM project that was a great opportunity for both teachers and students. And in particular, as Roman has always, as before said, I will talk about the experience that we had in Latvia, in Daugavpils school. It was a learning mobility where we went together with students. We involved 7 students, 4 male and 3 female. And it was really an amazing experience. Thanks a lot again to the Latvian partners because they gave us a very nice welcome. And it was really enriching because we had the opportunity to put together a group of Italian students with a group of Latvian students and Turkish students. So they had the possibility to share their cultures, so their background, and one of the main aim of the Erasmus culture, of course, is practice and develop the English language, the foreign language, to improve it. And of course, this was achieved. Then the main topic in particular of this project was to talk about bioethical topics. And this was, and this is still a topic that we carry out at school. So our students together of different nationality in the school of Daugavpils attended the lessons that we in turn, we as teacher from Italy, from Turkey, from Latvia, from Slovenia, gave, and the students were asked to take part into the conversation, to debate about those topics. The topics are the topics that my colleague Ayla, the Turkish colleague, already presented. I want just briefly to repeat them, like, for instance, such as the minimalist living, animal testing, sustainable fashion, sustainable environment, medical tourism. So they debated on those topics, and they shared their views, their opinion. So our aim was to activate and improve their critical attitude towards the topic that we exposed. And what I want to highlight is that after we came back from Latvia, we carried on this subject at school, these topics, and in every other school, like in Turkey and in Latvia, we carry on with dealing with this topic at school. And what we have analyzed and reported is that we have actually noticed that our students increased their level of critical thinking on subject. And what I want to highlight is also the fact that the students appreciated and still appreciate to deal with this topic, because they are not far from their daily life, but they are surrounded by these topics in their daily life. So they are now more able, and they will be much more able in the future, to deal with the information they are exposed to every day. And I want to just add something else about the mobility in Latvia, that of course the main core of the mobility was letting them debate on those topics that are the core of the project. But of course, and it is last but not least, I have to say, of course, they enter in the culture of the Latvian life. They visited the country, they visited the area around the school, they knew the school system, and this is really a great opportunity that nothing can be comparable to an Erasmus project. That's why I am really a supporter of the Erasmus project, and I think I will carry on till I will have the possibility to support my students, my colleagues, to foster taking part to the Erasmus project. Thank you very much to everyone.
Thank you very much, Linda Coutinho, for this presentation, sharing your experiences and also experiences of your students. Very good. And now we are going to Latvia, and we will hear more about the implementation of these courses in the regular school curriculum. So during the whole year, there was the implementation of these topics, how this was implemented. Helena Skripinchenko will present us, and we will then maybe she will also encourage all the audience to use these topics in their lessons.
Hello, everyone. I'm sorry if I repeat something that has been already mentioned. We are the partner, our school, Daugavpils Secondary School of Sciences. And our school is founded by the Daugavpils municipality, and we are situated in the second largest city of Latvia in the southeast of the country. In our high school, students have an increased number of math, biology, physics, and chemistry lessons. They are offered medicine as advanced course in high school, and therefore the topic of bioethics was also quite relevant for them. Well, as a school, as a secondary school, our main goal was actively and practically implement all the developed materials and lesson plans, so to say, all the intellectual developed IQ put into practice, and including the elective course. So, however, before, just maybe a little bit to repeat, before the actual start, it was important to test what has been developed and how it works. And this was carried out with the help of the Kick-Out meeting, which we hosted last year in June, where each teacher presented their lesson, and we tested the efficiency of the lessons, if anything needed to be edited, finalized, so that we are able to actually introduce them. The teachers also participated in the teacher training seminar led by our project coordinators, And this was also important to prepare teachers, actually, involving the science teachers and the language teachers as well. For the language teachers, it was especially important because it was, as it turned out, it was more on their shoulders with the support of science teachers. So, and during the meeting, the students really worked hard. They were, this was something new, innovative for them, and they worked in international groups, role-played, experimented, discussed, and the feedback that was gained was quite positive. We made our conclusions for the necessary editing, but we saw that we are on the right way anyway. And then with the start of the new school year in September, and during the first term from September to January, we actually practically implemented the elective course in high school, involving 45 students, 30 students of the 10th grade and 15 students from the 12th grade. The lessons were integrated into the curriculum as part of the compulsory English course. So in our situation, we decided it was quite practical, and that was a good combination of developing English skills and integrating bioethics content, so to say, which equals to a clear approach. So, and in the beginning, students were a little bit alerted maybe with this innovative idea. But at the end, as you will see in their reviews, they wanted to continue and didn't want to stop with that. So they were introduced to the most important objective principles, challenges of bioethics, and every week we had altogether 6 lessons of bioethics. Like whole Friday was just the bioethics day for high school for high school students. At the end of the course, the lessons plans were obviously very efficient and helpful. We followed them, editing a little bit on the way, adding some practices, good practices, which we also shared later in the good practice pool. And at the end, as it was a compulsory lesson for our students, at the end of the course, the students had a self-study assignment. So they had to research one of the topics in detail, or maybe choose something of their own choice and offer, and prepare a presentation, a speaking presentation. This project was evaluated with a grade, with a mark. And for senior class, it was especially important because this mark was equal to the exam access work. The senior class has to pass the state exam in English, and they have to be prepared with 3 products, access works. One of them is a multimodal product. So, and it was very something new again, innovative, that the bioethics presentation was one of their exam access works. So, and I would like to share some of their results. They researched the topic. The most popular ones were about fast fashion. So, and this is the multimodal product that they had to prepare and present. And they were evaluated for their public speaking skills and for the quality of the research information and presentation, digital presentation. So plastic surgery was also one of the topics popular among students. Animal testing. So to add a little bit, these products are also reviewed by the Latvian Examination Center, so that the students have access to the state exam. Simplicity and happiness. And there are some students' reviews, which you can see also reflect their positive feedback. And you can read, of course, but I would like to summarize with one student's comment that he said that I cannot become a superhero and save the whole world, but I can make small steps in order to tackle the issue and make a difference. So the result is obviously achieved as the awareness of the issues of bioethical dilemmas is achieved. Thank you.
Thank you very much, Helena, for...
I'm happy to answer your questions.
Okay, thank you very much. I think it was very important to have also realistic goals. We talk a lot about this, not to be too idealistic, but to demonstrate that it is possible to do something to protect, for example, our environment. And I'm very happy to hear this reflection of your students. Okay, so in addition to the students, our focus group were also teachers. So we have developed an online training program for them to teach bioethical content in different subjects, as I said. We really want all teachers to be aware that they can integrate ethical content in their regular teaching. And we also have designed a week-long training for teachers in Skopje, North Macedonia, led by our partners from the International Balkan University. I would like to invite Professor Kire Sharlamanov to give us an overview of how the teacher training went in Skopje in April 2024.
Thanks, Roman. Thanks, Professor, and also coordinator of our project. First of all, I think that it is a very good idea actually to organize this conference in which we have opportunity to see all the parts of the projects actually how they are, because now we have opportunity to see the entire picture, not just separate parts in which actually we work, but now actually you're getting the entire picture about that, what actually was done. And to be honest, I'm very impressed. A lot of things were done, and with presentations of our colleagues, of our partners, actually, it's obvious that actually, I think that in those activities that we have, we raise awareness, first of all, of course, about the bioethics, and let's hope that it is going to contribute, and I'm sure in that those activities are going to contribute in order bioethics to be recognized and to start actually not just a selective but also as compulsory course, not just in those schools that we are engaged now with, but much broader. And those things, those elements are inside in the project. So for this reason, basically, we have that platform that is basically internet platform in which everyone can go educate itself, test itself, and on learning something more. And of course, it is raising the question about importance of bioethics and is it possible and how it can be done that bioethics actually to be taught in the educational system in one organized, systematic way, not just to be left on the goodwill of the individuals. So I think that for this reason it is important to have that project, Erasmus project, but also activities that we have, and the conference that we're organizing now, that was organized by University of Ljubljana, because in this way we are having opportunity basically to see all the activities. Now regarding the activities that we have here in Skopje, so it was just maybe less than 1 month ago, in which actually in 5 days we have here people from different countries, from Slovenia, from Latvia, from Turkey. There was 2 groups from Turkey and from Italy. Those were activities that our coordinator Roman already mentioned, teachers that actually came together and we give them some informations. I don't want to say that we teach them, because many of those teachers actually already had experience with teaching, but it is a little bit different experience actually when you have people that are coming together, people that actually are having opportunity to communicate, to have that kind of interaction, mutual influence on each other. face-to-face, so it is always better to have people face-to-face, of course. There is many different opportunities now. Technology is giving us opportunity to meet in that, let's say, online conferences, but still it is much better, and that actually is good thing. We had opportunity to do that in Skopje, so we teached or we have opportunity to exchange experiences with our colleagues, our partners from countries that I already mentioned, so people that already teach or that are going to teach bioethics in next semesters. First of all, important thing for all of them, they actually have preference to teach. They choose to teach bioethics. It means that they are having some kind of, let's say, preference to the topic, something that actually is connecting them with that topic. But now here in Skopje, they had opportunity to be introduced a little bit more in depth with some of the important topics that actually were identified as part of the project. So first of all, what is bioethics? That is what we discussed. And after that, of course, important thing, actually, something that we also discussed was principles of bioethics. So some principles were identified and we discussed about those principles. So in one day, but it was, let's say, 2 topics, but altogether 4 hours. One after another we discussed, and of course after that there was breaks between, and those breaks also are extremely important because actually people are speaking about many different things, but between other things also about that what was said during the lectures and so on. So that was the one of the days, and of course after that we had one lecture, one topic. It was also with few, let's say, hours speaking about competences. When it comes to competences, it's important basically about that what we need to achieve, what are our goals, but also how to do so, what kind of competences teachers need to have, but also what kind of, let's say, skills, knowledge actually students need to actually to learn during the lectures and how to achieve that. So how to teach bioethics, basically, you can see how things are interconnected between that competences on one side and on another side, how to teach, how practically basically to install those kind of knowledges and skills in the students. And of course, we discussed, I think, some of the partners that was part of the project. So lesson plans, scenarios, and so all those things actually are coming together, of course, with methods, how to teach, what kind of techniques to be used in teaching bioethics, which one is giving best results. And of course, we discussed a little bit about critical thinking, how to be developed through scenarios. That is one important thing, but also not just scenarios. Important thing when we're speaking about critical thinking, questions and specific type of questions. And of course, in the end, we had one topic that actually was related related with resources that we can use, many different resources, but especially that web page that actually was a website that was developed, how to be used. But of course, there was one of our colleague that actually Mevla, thanks also to Professor Beitula, because they provided lectures about specific topics. For example, that resources and management of the project, it was provided as topics. They were covered by our assistant Mevla Iahia. And when it comes to competences, it's how to teach bioethics, Professor Beitula. And also thanks to both of them, because actually there was a lot of activities that were related with, let's say, with organization of the entire meeting and so on. So they were fully involved in all those activities. And plus, of course, all the time when we have specific type of activities, that kind of, let's say, non-formal activities, people to visit different places in the city, in the country. It is important thing, and it was also something on which especially Professor Beytula take a lot of, let's say, responsibility to organize everything well and so on. And I think altogether we managed to have all the activities, and not just to have them, but successfully to be done regarding the teaching part, those formal things that are extremely important. That is the reason why we had that teaching activity in Skopje, but also those non-formal activities that always actually are accompanying when you have especially more days when people come together and so on. So that is when it comes to activities that we have here in Skopje.
Thank you, Kire, for your presentation and for the hospitality in Macedonia during this teacher training. And now we are going to the last presenter, is Professor Hushmand Masumi from the EURE in Germany, our partners who are responsible for the online platform. And this is very important that we, all our achievements will be on our website in 7 languages of the partners, and these materials will be then it will be possible to use them for the classes. So can you, Kire, stop sharing your screen? And I would like to invite Professor Hushmand to present his part.
Yeah, thanks, Roman, for the introduction. Yeah, hello everybody, and my name is Hushmand Masumi. I'm representative of the company Urban Research and Education, which is based in Berlin, in Germany. And I'm also a professor at Technical University of Berlin, and also a faculty member in University of Johannesburg in South Africa. If you stop sharing, Kira, we can see the website. We are responsible for producing a platform. In fact, it is written in our project as providing e-learning modules. And this means we are responsible for making a platform which is connected to the project website. The platform is something that is usually produced on these kind of projects on Erasmus Plus projects, which are called cooperation partnerships. Platforms are a way of providing learning and teaching materials for the target group. The target group of this project are teachers, in fact, but other learners can also learn about the topic. Yes, now I can share my screen. Yes, this is the website. As I said, we were targeting teachers, basically, for learning about bioethics and sustainability using our platform. This is the website. And we have different sections of the website, the partners, results. Under partners, you can see we have the consortium. The materials that were built, provided for the platform were produced by 3 of the partners, University of Ljubljana, also International Balkan University in North Macedonia, and also OMEM in Turkey. There are several outputs produced by our colleagues, as you see here under results. And you got some information about these results already from my colleagues. and also we had an e-twinning activity. One of the results related to this project was the learning platform, which is a different tab here, as you see. I use this opportunity to ask the audience of this event to, if they are teachers or they know any teachers active in this field or interested to learn about these topics, bioethics and sustainability, I ask you to take a look at the website and the platform. We need a lot of people, a lot of teachers, like 200 teachers, to go to the platform and register and learn about the project, learn about bioethics, and read about the topics. And at the end, if they are successful, then they can receive a certificate. And the certificate is coming from a European project like this. It is recognized by the European Union, and it can be good for your future activities, your professional progress, and so on. So it is good to take a look to the learning platform. So the way you can see the learning platform is to go to the website and go to the last tab here, learning platform. We call it LMS. I click on it and you see the LMS here. I click on e-learning modules. I should say now that we are now in the middle of providing the materials. The platform is not complete yet. We have it only in English, and we're going to translate everything to other languages of the project, to 5-6 different languages. Here you sign in, you should register here. After registering, you can have access to the topics, to the learning materials of the project. We have 5 topics. What is bioethics? This is just the introduction about the bioethics and the related topics or subtopics: ethical principles and virtues, competences for sustainable environmental management, how to teach bioethics for teachers, and BIOSEM project resources. In each of these topics, there are the learning materials in English now. And after the user completed reading everything and looking at the interactive materials, then at the end, there is a final test. If the test is passed, then it means that the project will issue a certificate for the user. Now I click on the first one, what is bioethics? As you see here, there are some general and introductory text. There are some videos, and the videos are on YouTube, all of them. There are some interactive materials like short quizzes, like this one. I click on it. And we have tried to make it attractive for the users. They shouldn't be boring. Yeah, there are some true-false questions. Yeah, this was correct. Yeah, and it goes and goes to 8 questions. And it continues like this: videos, interactive materials, text, and quizzes, and so on. Now I go back. Yeah, you can see this system consistently for different topics. And as soon as it is completed, of course, everybody can use it in English, but later, maybe in 1 or 2 months later, we will have the platform in other languages also. So if you're not proficient in English language, you can use it in your own language. And finally, the user will be directed to the test, and then some information is needed for registration, and the test starts after this stage. This is so far what we have done for the platform and the amount of reading time or learning time the user needs is several hours. I think it should be this time should be given to for completing the tasks and reading and learning the materials, like I would say like 4 hours, 3-4 hours, and so on. Yeah, this is my basic idea. Of course, you can be faster in your own language compared to English, maybe, but it depends on who the user is. As I said, we are now looking for 200 teachers to go there to register and to learn about the topics. But if there are some students, it would also be good, yeah, if the users are also high school students, upper secondary school students, and so on. We would be happy to have different learners in addition to teachers. I think that's it for now. And thanks for listening to me, Roman. I appreciate every partner who worked on this part of the project and also the whole project. Thanks.
Thank you, Professor Masumi, for your presentation, also for very nice demonstration of the web application for online teacher training. And now I would like to thank all the partners for your presentation. And now is the opportunity, if there are any questions, comments, do you like it? What do you think about this project of teaching ethical topics during also or integrated in other subjects? Is this possible? How do you see this from your experience?
Very good project. Very good topics. I was following the presentations, and the last one I was just typing the name of the website, and I just I hope that it will be soon available for other schools, because I really believe that those topics and also this was great.
Thank you. Thank you. Have you heard the comment?
No.
Is it addressed to me, or I didn't?
No,
didn't hear.
it is not. It is just. It was said that it was a very good project, and it is very useful material. And this is the headmistress from one of our best school in Slovenia, and she said that she is very eager to use these materials, or that she hopes that this material will be available also for other teachers from other schools. It will be, or it is already now. You can go on and you didn't find. I will show you. Okay. Any other comments? No. Thank you. So, thank you for the participation, and have a nice afternoon, nice evening to all of you. And we are in touch for the last steps of our project. Thank you.